In Lab 3.2, we will be again using base 5 pieces to visually illustrate addition and subtraction. And again, I apologize to you that the yellow base 5 pieces do not show up on the camera, so I will be drawing what you should be doing with your manipulative pieces. If you want to add 4, 3, base 5 to 2, 4, base 5, you should get 4 longs. That represents the first number, and 3 units. And then you should get 2 longs and 4 units. That represents the second number. And now we will go through the regrouping process. I know that 5 units makes another long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Replace, take out those 5 units and add in another long. And what you have left are 2 units. Now I will group the longs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it takes 5 longs to make a flat. So I have 1 flat and I have 2 longs left over. So that's 2 longs, 1 flat, base 5. Now when you're typing this in the computer, to keep from having to change your font size where 5 is written smaller, if you write 1, 2, 2 and then write out the word base 5, that will be fine, because this has to be written smaller. You do not write 1, 2, 2 and then 5 the same size. And so to keep from having to make those changes, you can use the word base there. Alright, let's do one more addition example. If you have 3, 1, 3, base 5, and you want to add that to 2, 3, 3, base 5, you will need 3 units, 1 long, and 3 flats. We're going to add that to 3 units, 3 longs, and 2 flats. So you should get those pieces together and then regroup. Start with units. I know that 5 units adds another long, and I have 1 unit left over. And I know that 5 longs adds another flat, and that leaves no longs, so I have to use my 0 as a placeholder. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flats. That makes a long flat, and I have 1 flat left over, and I have 1 long flat, base 5. So this shows the regrouping process in addition, instead of having to carry one in the addition. We are showing why when you have 5 of one that you carry over into the next place value. Alright, let's do another addition with base 3. The problems can be written vertically as well as horizontally. So let's draw out what we have. I have 1 unit, I have no longs, and I have 2 flats. I have 2 units, I have no longs, and I have 1 flat. And now I'll regroup. I know that 3 units makes a long, so I have no units left over, but I have 1 long. I know that 3 flats makes a long flat, so I have no flats, and I have 1 long flat, and that's base 3. Okay, let's look at a base 4 problem. So we need to think about what we have available in base 4. Remember that in base 4 we would have units, and then the long would have 4 units, and the flat would be a 4 by 4, and the long flat would be 4 of these. Alright, now in the first number I have 2 units, 1 long, 3 flats, and 2 long flats. The second number, I have 3 units, no longs, and I have 2 flats. So in base 4, I will group by 4s. So if I have 4 units, that makes a long with 1 unit left over. I have 2 flats, so we'll keep those. But if I have, I have 2 longs, so we keep those. And if I have 4 flats, that's going to make another long flat with 1 flat left over and 3 longs, and that is base 4. Three, 1, 2, 1, base 4. Now remember, in base 4 there are 4 digits, 0, 1, 2, and 3. But for us to write 4, that would be 1, 0, base 4. This is 4, 1, 0, base 4. Okay, let's see if you can do this one on your own. 2, 5, 5, base 6, and 1, 3, 4, base 6. So I'll give you a few minutes to draw that out. Alright, it will take 6 units to make a long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have an extra long with 3 units left over. It takes 6 longs to make a flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would mean 3 longs left over and an extra flat. So there are now 4 flats. So it's 4, 3, 3, base 6. In subtraction, I think that working with the manipulatives is a really good way to show the regrouping so that you can subtract, because you can't take 3 from 2, you can't take 2 from 1, therefore we have to be able to show to the students how you would be able to subtract that, and by drawing these out or having the manipulatives so that they can trade one for another, I think is very helpful. So if we have 3 units, we have a long, we have 2 flats, we have 2 units, we have 4 longs, and we have 1 flat, and we have 1 long flat. So I can't take 3 units from 2, but if I would take a long and rename it as 5 units, now I can take 3 away from the first, and what I have left is 4 units. I can take a long away, and what I have left is 2 longs. But I can't take 2 flats away from 1 flat. So I rename the long flat to be 5 flats. So this is separated into 5 flats. And now I can take 2 flats away. And I'm left with 4 flats. So the number 424 base 5 represents the answer to this subtraction problem. Alright, let's do one more example. 2331 base 5 minus 124 base 5. So I'm going to draw out the 4 units, the 2 longs, and the flat. I have 1 unit, 3 longs, 3 flats, and 2 long flats. So if I can't take 4 units away from 1, so I'm going to rename this long as 5 units. So now I can take 4 away, and I have 2 units left. I can take 2 longs away from 2 longs, and I have no longs left. And I can take 1 flat away from 3 flats, and I have 2 flats left, and I have 2 long flats left, and that is base 5. For your lab assignment, I would like for you to illustrate the addition of 2, 2, 1, base 3 to 1, 2, 2, base 3. And illustrate the subtraction of 2, 2, 2, base 5 with 1, 4, 3, base 5. You can attach your illustration in Blackboard.